Hi everyone, my name is Richard Evans with Caliber Yacht Sales, and today you are in for something really special. What we have here is more of a small ship than a yacht. It's a J. Benford Coaster 55 that's won People's Choice Award not once but twice at Twirlerfest. She's got well over 1,200 square feet of internal space that's fully air conditioned and heated. This is a one-owner boat that was supervised by the owner at the shipyard in New Zealand that took 3 years to build. She's very, very stable. So this yacht has got a 20-foot beam, twin keels, and 120,000-pound displacement. And even though this big, beautiful vessel is a go-anywhere boat, look how easy it is to board from either side. Well, what about those guests arriving by dinghy? Well, here you go. You've got a transom gate as well. So imagine welcoming them aboard and then just letting them drink in this wonderful space. Isn't this gorgeous? A rigid hardtop to protect you from the sun and from rain. This wonderful big space that will accommodate probably 6 people very comfortably. And down below here, we've got the lazarette. I'm not going to show you down below, but it drops down quite a ways. And there are 10 8D batteries down there for your house batteries. And just look how this ship is built. I mean, it is built to withstand the worst of storms. Over here we've got a very deep locker to store things that you would have back here, like lines and maybe fenders and other things like this. But just a wonderful space. But look at this. Look at this. Look at these double doors, double French doors that open up onto the cockpit like this. And the sill, very high sill, probably about 8 inches there to keep weather and rain and water outside of the salon. But you know what? You're in for something really special. Just follow me, have a look at this salon. Wow. Didn't I tell you this was going to be special? Just have a look at this space. Like this isn't a salon, it's a full-on living room. I love this space. Let's start over here. I want to show a few things to you. First of all, look at those great big windows. And you say, isn't that a concern, a safety concern? No. These windows are certified by Lloyd's of London for installation into boats like this. And if you were on board and you felt the weight of these windows when you're lifting and closing them, you'll see exactly what I mean. And look at this. This looks like wainscoting, doesn't it? But it's not. It's better than wainscoting. It's specially treated wood that's coated in epoxy, grooved to look like wainscoting, but it's much better because it doesn't warp and it doesn't crack. Beautiful. And look at these beams. These beams, of course, support the upper deck, but it looks very shippy, doesn't it? I love this. I just love this space. And again, this black walnut everywhere. I mean, it's just Australian black walnut, no less. And very good quality blinds. I want to show you this. Isn't that nice? All around this space, it has these very, very classic blinds that just blend in and fit so perfectly in here. Full-size furniture, a beautiful, comfortable rug. I feel like kicking my shoes off and just standing on it. It feels great under my feet. And the oddment, big oddment, can put a couple of trays down there and you can snack in here or watch TV. Oh, did you see the 70-inch TV? Of course you did. It's just amazing space, as much space as many people would have at home. And one of the things that I thought was really, really clever is that he's got the VHF remoted into this area. And why is that? Well, the pilot house is upstairs, or topside. But he's got a wire down here in case he's waiting for a call from one of his fellow boaters or listening to the weather. I mean, that's very, very clever idea. A simple installation, but one that's very practical and makes so much sense. So remember that locker that you can access from the aft deck? Well, that locker comes all the way into this space here. And I told you 3 feet, didn't I? Well, looking at it, it looks probably closer to 4 feet, maybe even more. But you know what I really like? Again, it's finished in this black walnut, and it serves as a wonderful end table, doesn't it? That's a beautiful feature. Again, we've got these Lloyd's of London windows that open up. Double French doors that open up to your cockpit or to your aft deck. And this amazing fireplace. And you know what? I'm standing 4 feet from it, and it's hot. It throws a lot of heat. So imagine on a fall or winter day in a cold Anchorage, and having that fireplace going just creates a wonderful ambience, but also throws a lot of heat and keeps you nice and comfy. Now this I love. This is an Ernest Hemingway dining suite, designed to seat 6 very comfortably. And notice how everything in here, you can sit at any spot in this space and look out and take in the vistas of the surrounding Anchorage that you're in. Imagine sitting here having a gourmet meal prepared from a gourmet galley and looking outside at the mountains and the eagles and the ocean. It's just a beautiful, beautiful layout. Now over here, you have access to your master cabin down below. And I'm not going to steal anybody's thunder yet. I'm going to show you that a little bit later. But when you close the door, it opens up the wet bar space. And of course, you have nice Corian countertop, sink, drawer for utensils and what have you. And of course, an ice maker below. Half full of ice. We're ready to go. We got a liquor cabinet here and storage above. You could store anything up there, more than likely glasses, but right now they've got tabletop covers and that sort of thing. Pretty nice, eh? One other thing that you should note here is the wide, easy flow. Look at these straight staircases, very wide, easy to use. Everything in this boat flows wonderfully. Like this, for example. Nice wide staircase going up to the galley. So did I talk to you about the climate control in this vessel? Climate control through all of the cabins, all of the salon, all of the interior spaces. Wonderful, just wonderful. You have central heating from a Cupola heater, furnace actually, diesel-fired furnace, and air conditioning as well. And all of that controlled by these controls that you'll see throughout the boat. Notice the central vacuum system throughout the entire boat here as well. Now, you're in for a treat. Follow me. This is really, really special. Before I talk to you about the galley, I've just got to share with you how amazing this handrail feels to me. It's, well, again, it's made out of solid black walnut, Australian black walnut. And I don't know how they did this, but it must have been hand carved. It just feels amazing in my hand. And it's throughout the boat. All the railings are like that. Oh, what a boat. I love this boat. Now over here, we have the galley. As you can see, it's a very, very large size for a boat. Let's start right here with these. I think these are pretty cool. These are special conserve fridges and freezers, specially designed for off-the-grid applications where places like boats, for example, in anchorages. And what's so special about them is up here, there's a little control that allows you to supercool the freezer. The freezers are below, right here, and on both sides. But it supercools the freezer so that the compressor does not shut off. Everything freezes to super, super cold. So that when you get into an anchorage, you don't constantly draw on your batteries, your house batteries, to keep your freezer going. Great, great feature. And these vents, I love the way they incorporated these vents into here. The top vent is air conditioning and heating. The next two vents are for ventilation for your fridge and freezer. And here we have a built-in DCS microwave. DCS, again, for dynamic cooking system, commercial grade, and built-in. I love this, and the feel of this black walnut's amazing. And now this is clever. I really like this a lot. Imagine you've got numerous boxes of cereal that you want to put up here, but you've got other things that you want to store in smaller jars. So look at this, a U-shaped pull-out shelf. Now, have you ever seen anything like that before? Just brilliant. Brilliant idea. Both an upper and a lower. And down below, we've got very, very large slide-out trays, 3 levels, storing everything from canned goods. And before I put that away, look how deep that is. That's almost 2.5 feet there. And down below, a very large tray with big space between the next shelf to accommodate your juicers and kettles and anything large that you might want to store away. In here, we've got this tall locker that stores your broom and your Swiffers and your hose for your central vac system and your appliances that go with that as well. And it's, again, very, very convenient. Over here, oh my, this, I gotta share this with you. This is Cambria stone. Now, I don't know where it's sourced. It feels a little bit like marble, but different. It's got a remarkable feel to it. You got to come aboard to feel for yourself. And right here, we've got this huge, huge sink, stainless steel sink with a vegetable washer and filtered drinking water. And so nice. Again, your window's low enough so that you can actually look out at the ocean, look at your mountains and your eagles flying around. And to stand here doing the dishes, it'll almost be a pleasure to do the dishes here using this sink and this location. Oh, look at this. This is a 5-burner DCS commercial grade stove with oven. 5 gas burners, powered or fueled by 4 40-pound propane tanks. Now that's beefy. I've never seen a stove like this on a boat. It has a stainless steel backdrop and a very, very powerful fan in this hood that vents it straight outside. This is all pretty traditional, but this is not. In behind here, there's a compressor and some plumbing and some pipes and things that you couldn't put a conventional Lazy Susan in. So look at that. They didn't want to waste the space, so they've got all of this access in this space here with these custom-made drawers. I think that's just brilliant. So not only an upper, but a lower as well. Look at that, eh? Is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And a very high-end Bosch dishwasher. Of course, nobody likes doing dishes, so... And this is a very quiet running one as well. So this galley is like more of a kitchen than a galley. It just keeps going. Look at all this workspace and yet another port light here to let that natural light in and to talk with your guests who might be in the hot tub. The light, a toaster oven right here, and again all of these cupboards right here with another opening window that is Lloyd's of London certified and low enough to be able to see the water. Very beautiful. I like this, So you can sit here and go through your recipe book like so, or just have a drink of coffee and look out at the water. That's really nice. More storage here. Oh, now that's my kind of storage. This is a liquor cabinet, wine rack, and he drinks pretty nice scotch too. And an island. My goodness. An island with a trash compactor right here. What a wonderful galley this is. Any gourmet cook would be proud to serve up a meal from here, don't you think? Now come on upstairs, have a look up here. I want to show you this. Wow, and just look at this space, will you? This is the guest suite. It's not even the master suite, it's a guest suite that seconds as an office. Very, very practical space. But let's start over here with this massive queen-size bed that has, and it's a standard, so it'll fit standard bedding, like your standard fitted sheets and what have you. And again, we've got these big, beautiful Lloyd's of London certified windows that sit low so that when you're sitting here in bed, looking out through these windows, drinking in the vistas of your Anchorage, it's just an amazing space. I love the way that the windows are designed to be so big and so low that you can see everything. And it seconds as an office. Look over here. We've got, this is a dresser with lots of drawers and storage space, but as you can see, it seconds as a wonderful space to sit up here and on the top of the world looking out over the harbor or your Anchorage and doing some paperwork or just maybe reading. I love this space. It's so well appointed. Lots of storage space here. Nice little amenities like these. Look at these cute little reading lamps. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? I think I'm going to get some of these for my home, actually. And of course, everything is climate controlled in this vessel. We've talked about this before, but here's another zone control for air conditioning and for heat in this space. The carpeting, the carpeting all through the boat is just high quality, a nice tight weave, and very, very comfortable to stand on. So right here, using this as a workspace, you've got shelving that's specially designed for office supplies like printing paper and toner and what have you. But when your guests are using it as a guest room, they've got 4 large drawers. 2 of them are on this side and 2 of them on the other side, both upper and lower. But you know what? I still can't get over the vista that you see from here. Just imagine you sitting here enjoying this beautiful space while you're doing a little bit of work and looking out at Victoria Harbor as we're seeing right now, or up in your little Anchorage that's just you and your boat and eagles and mountains and water. This is very special. Over here we've got a hang-up locker. And down below, we have access to your air conditioning unit for the boat. Up here, you can see your environmental control with heat and air conditioning, as well as on the bottom. You know, properly located, of course, right next to the door for when you're up in Alaska or on those very cold mornings. Now look at this. You gotta see this. Just look at this view. Just imagine yourself sitting here having a cup of coffee in the morning and sitting on the top of the world and just looking around at this beautiful vista all around you. Just spectacular. Now here to port, just off of the guest suite, is a head. And you know what's so great about this head is its location. It's right off the pilot house and conveniently located next to the guest suite, and it's above, away from the salon and the entertainment area. This is a fabulous space in as much as that you've got a jacuzzi tub here, a heated towel rack, these beautiful countertops, and the toilet, it's a one-touch electric toilet that works wonderfully. And look at this flooring. This is that cork flooring that you saw down in the galley. Very comfortable under your bare feet. So now we're going to show you this pilot house where it all happens. This is an amazing space. Not only as a pilot house, but it seconds as a wonderful little getaway space. If you just wanted to come up and read a book, you can put your feet up here and just relax. I love the black walnut that's here and this rich leather, and it feels almost like a library. It's really nice. Very, very nice space. But of course, it's a pilot house. And so being a pilot house, you have wonderful visibility all around you here. 180-degree visibility. It's perfect. And again, we keep talking about these great big windows, but I love them. They're cut low and you can see the ocean. And notice that in front of each window is a defroster. I mean, this is perfect for fall-winter boating or if you're going to Alaska. So let's talk a little bit about the equipment here. So first of all, you have a complete Nobletech system. And by the way, there's many redundant systems on this, as you're going to see. You've got a rechargeable mouse to operate your Nobletech system. Over here, you've got two monitors, one for the engine room and one for the camera to have a look at what's going on behind you. Right here, you've got a backup GPS chart plotter. Over here, this is what you're going to see replicated down in the master stateroom, which is the alarm system for every system on the boat. You've got your water alarm, master water alarm, your engine room water alarm, your lazarette water alarm, engine room overheat. Everything is here. And it not only flashes red, but it also gives an audible warning in the event that you're asleep. Bow and stern thruster, very powerful. We brought this boat in a windstorm and just berthed it about an hour ago. And these thrusters pushed against that wind and put the boat very gently on the dock. Wonderful, powerful system. Of course, you've got, for those long distance cruises, you've got your autopilot. All of your engine gauges are here and your two tachometers. Kind of like this Wagner compass. Nobody watches the compass anymore, but this is a shit, so it's got to have one. Over here, we've got your engine controls, automatic controls that engage forward and reverse. Right here, you've got forward-looking sonar. Now, this is brilliant. It'll even pick up logs at probably about 1,800 feet. So it gives you a lot of warning before you actually run into something. It's a nice feature to have on a boat, especially for long distance cruising. And here you've got your VHF and your depth sounder, weather station, and radar. And of course, when docking a big boat like this, it's always nice to have your wireless headsets. Kept over here on a 50-foot cord is your remote control. This is, you can go anywhere on the boat and control the boat with engines, thrusters, and autopilot. And this chair, which is not a STID, but it is as comfortable as a STID. Some say that it's a STID knockoff. Very comfortable, many adjustments. Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking at these windows. You're going to love this boat. Down here, this is interesting. He has two high output alternators. You can run both at half power. You can shut one off altogether and just run the other at full power, but a fully redundant system, which is kind of nice to have, especially when you're offshore or in a remote location. Now over here, you have your pilot house settee. You could sit 3 or 4 people there very comfortably, and your nav station here to spread out your charts. And of course, there's loads and loads of storage throughout this boat. You've got your chart drawer. Right now he has his flares set up in there and spare wiper blades. And access panels to the electronics, a myriad of electronics that you'll see when we get up to the cabin top. Right here you have a massive searchlight to operate in the darkest of conditions. This is the kind of vessel with a stability rating and with the huge fuel tank. As a matter of fact, you can get to Hawaii and back on one tank of fuel. And 140,000 pounds, 20-foot beam. You could be very, very comfortable taking this boat anywhere that you wanted to take her in the world. And with this kind of stability that Benford is famous for. So sitting up here in the pilot house, looking out through these windows and having all of your instruments right at your fingertips, you're the master in control. comfortable, easy access to the master cabin. And this is literally the quietest part of the entire boat. Now you'll appreciate that when you're in a noisy marina or in a noisy anchorage. But look around this space here. It's big and comfortable and beautiful. And look at this California king-size bed. Wow. Very, very rich space here. And I just love the feel here. I wish there was some way that I could just explain to you how comfortable that this looks. Look at this Asian lighting that's up here. It's just beautiful. And all of this black walnut all around you. Highly polished to a beautiful finish. So let me go through some of the features of this space here. First of all, as you're coming down the stairs, remember I told you about the warning system from the pilot house. Well, that warning system is replicated down here. All of the systems that you saw up there will go off down here if there's an emergency. So not only visually, but also audibly. Over here, you've got separate washer and dryer. Not one of those combo units that sort of washes and sort of dries, but two complete heavy-duty units that will do a really good job on both. And above, storage for your supplies for washing and drying. And behind here is the workshop and engine space, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Here, you've got these beautiful shelves, and that black walnut again, that's highly polished and a great place to store your books. Drawers below for remotes and other accessories that you might have. But look at this. A laundry hamper built right in. Beautiful. Everything has been thought about here. Now over here you've got a bank of 5 drawers. No, that's 4 drawers. 2 big ones on the bottom, 2 small ones on the top. And again, this beautiful Asian lighting. I just love it. And you know what? You can't hear anything down here. It's perfectly quiet. And it's amidships too. That's where it should be. That's where the master cabin should be. The least movement in the boat. So over here, we've got your end tables finished in this black walnut. On both sides, beautiful lamps. And I got to show you this. And this is pretty special. Look at this. His and hers double deep wardrobes. Just look how deep this goes. That goes back 4 feet, maybe 5, right to the hull. Just brilliant. And look at these shoe racks, custom built in down below, keeping all of the shoes in order and easy to access. And of course, it's a his and hers. So on the right is hers, and on the left, the same thing is his. Now underneath here, all around the bed, you have these great big drawers for bedding. And also up here. So, fresh air vents are here to bring fresh air in from outside. And even if the weather is inclement or even cold or snowing, one of these vents brings in fresh air, the other vent cools or heats that fresh air. So no matter what the situation is outside, you're going to be comfortable down here. Now as we move forward into the head, on my right here is a shower with a seat, fully tiled and grouted, just like you would have at home. As a matter of fact, a lot of the features of this boat, so much would remind anyone of being at home. So you have a door here to close from the master cabin for privacy. Here on my left is a full-length mirror that takes up this entire space, this whole wall, with these inset lights that beautifully accent what this boat is all about. They look like small portholes. It's pretty cool, eh? Double sinks. It's marvelous. Stone countertop. And again, below, so much storage. Storage under each sink with double doors here. And then 2 drawers in the center. Heated towel rack. And your head right here, or your toilet. Now in behind here is a massive storage space that goes all the way back to the hall. Your central vac is in there, heated towel rack. And in behind here, this Picasso. Don't think it's a real Picasso. Is a secondary access to the forward cabin, just in case your primary access is blocked for whatever reason. So right here we have an entrance into the utility room and workshop. Marvelous space, and it's right where it should be, right next to the engine room. Everything is so organized and properly laid out here. Well, let's start right here on the right. You've got all of your fuel transfer levers here, both above and below. Next to your fuel transfer, you have your water maker gauges and controls. Just below that, you have the ability to move your fresh water from one tank to the other to maintain stability. Just below that, you have a sink, hot and cold running water. And below that, a series of lockable stainless steel drawers for all of your various tools. So just look at this amazing AC/DC panel with all of your tank levels here on the right hand side. 24 volts here, 120 volts here, generator and inverters over here, not one inverter but 2, and generator right next to that. All down here is your master switches to control the vessel, all of the voltages in the vessel. Everything is labeled, and everything has a primary switch and a secondary switch. And also another feature that's really cool about this space is that there is an exhaust fan in the event that you're working with aerosols or anything like that, that you don't want to be breathing in. There's a very, very powerful fan that will pull all of those fumes overboard. So just look at this space. My goodness. This boat looks like it was brand new. This engine space is absolutely spotless. And I'm very impressed on how everything is labeled and very professionally laid out. Look at the stainless steel tubing here that runs and steers all the fuel to the various devices like your generator and your fuel polishing and your transfer tanks, and just wonderful. It looks like I was in the military, and it reminds me of how things were laid out in the military. Very precise, very professional. Look at these engines. They're spotless. Everything in this space is spotless. It's just a remarkable experience, and quite fun to show a boat like this. Of course, dual Racors, not one but 2 Racors for each engine, and pressure valves as well, so that you can switch from one Racor to the other on the fly if you really needed to. Not 1 but 2 generators with sound shields. Not that they need them, because this whole space is protected from sound, and very, very good shielding all around, as you'll see. And these generators each can power all of the AC requirements in the boat, but there's 2. So you have a full backup if you really need it. You'll notice your dripless shaft seals on both sides. And you'll notice an AquaDrive system that reduces the vibration and noise throughout the boat when the boat is underway. That in itself is a very, very expensive but very effective system of reducing vibration and noise. And notice also that each of the tanks, the waste tanks, the fuel tanks, the freshwater tanks, the fuel tanks are behind me. Huge fuel tank separated by a bulkhead, and with the ability to transfer fuel from one to the other and clean the fuel while you're doing that. But they also have access ports. Every tank in here has an access port for inspection. Water maker is down here as well. That's right here. It's beautiful. It's so clean. So one of the beautiful things about this vessel is its full walk around on the outside decks. That's great if you wanted to go back and have a look at what's coming up behind you, even though that you've got a backup camera, and also for deploying your fenders as well. And it also accesses the flight deck. Now follow me, I'll show you where that is. So this is the flight deck. This is a place to land a small helicopter. The owner had a small helicopter. It doesn't go with the boat. He's already sold that. But these stanchions that you see around the side here drop down, and you can take off and land from the space, as he did many times. The other thing that you'll notice up here is that the plumbing and wiring is already in place for your jacuzzi hot tub. And drop your hot tub right here, and you've still got plenty of space over here to set up deck chairs and whatnot. And just imagine yourself up here enjoying an anchorage when resting with a few drinks and maybe with some deck furniture. What you see here are trays that will hold a small vehicle that comes with a harness to use the crane to lift the vehicle into the space underneath the dinghy that you're going to see in a few minutes. And of course, these kayaks that you see here, they go with the boat as well. Now up here, we've got a small crane to lift these kayaks on and off the upper deck here, as well as an unsinkable boat that they use just to play around with. Sometimes they would hook up their 2 horsepower motor with this and just toot around the harbor in this as well. Forward you can see your antenna array. You have your GPS on the left arm. You've got a wind machine on the right mast, 2 VHF antennas, as well as the big antenna on the right hand side. That's for your long-range internet. Also down below here for storage for umbrellas, sun umbrellas and what have you. And that's about it for this space. Here we are on the utility deck. And the one thing that really stands out, of course, is this big hot tub. Not to worry about fresh water. You've got a 100-gallon tank, a hot water tank, but it's also plumbed into the central heating system with your Kobala heater. Also in this space here, we have the dinghy that's mounted on these engineered brackets. These brackets are securely mounted to the main frame of this boat. So when the boat comes off, these brackets do not move until you unclip these and fold them out of the way so that you can set your car in here. Isn't that clever? Now down below here, we have a crew's quarters, or it could second as another storage area. Right here we have a head for your crew, and the head is complete with a shower and a sink. And over here, a hang-up locker. And in this space right here, 4 drawers, 2 small on the top, 2 large on the bottom, and then 2 bunks right here. These bunks fold out of the way to make this an even bigger storage space. You'll notice also up here that we have an environmental control, which is linked into the rest of the boat and has its own temperature controls here. Right here, notice this. Remember that second access out of the master cabin? This is where she is right here. So this just tilts out of the way and provides a second access out of the cabin, or access into the master cabin from this space here. Now up here on the forepeak, the first thing you're going to notice is a 2-ton hydraulic crane. This is so securely mounted, it goes all the way through to the keel. This crane will lift your dinghy on and off. It will lift your car off the dock and onto the space that's just below here. It will also lift scooters. This hatch actually lifts right up. It's hinged right forward here. And he has actually dropped scooters into the space underneath here in the forward stateroom. Has a spare Danforth anchor and has a 210-pound Forford anchor that is operated by this massive windlass here that you see just in front of me. Now this Kit-O-Matic windlass is a much better system than having a chain locker. Chain lockers, as you know, have an inherent problem, mildew and smells and maintenance. Everything is self-contained right here on the deck. Now on the other end of this system is a 210-pound Forford anchor connected to 10 feet of massive chain to keep that anchor laid on the ocean floor, followed by 150 feet of smaller chain, and now, get this, 400 feet of stainless steel cable to finish off this whole system. This boat, once she's anchored, isn't going to go anywhere. And you know what? This boat can go through a lot of heavy weather, and you can do so with a lot of confidence and a lot of comfort. There you have it, folks. A wonderful, safe, comfortable, go anywhere vessel, and she can be yours. Give us a call. You'll be glad you did.